Prize winner. Okay, that's it for me. Let me introduce Amir. I've known our speaker, Amir Salahi, for probably about 3 or 4 years now. He and I got together and started the Coffee and Climate Meetup, which has morphed. You know, we had to shut things down like everybody did when COVID hit. But we resurrected that into this new eco town hall meeting. So he's got a great story. Amir, I hope you'll tell people about the story, how you moved from the Middle East and the impetus that you had to start your energy business and try and wean people off of oil because of oil producers back there and all the bad things that they're doing. Anyway, Amir is a subject matter expert on energy and electricity and how to make us all smarter and use less electricity. So let me turn it over to you, Amir.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for attending our Eco Town Hall meeting. Greg reminded me yesterday to start the presentation with explaining some of the basics first. In our Eco Town Hall, you have seen the phrase net zero hero. People on a path towards net zero or carbon neutrality who become members of Eco Town Hall are called net zero heroes. So heroes, thank you very much for being here. Every first Wednesday of the month, we gather here to connect, to share, learn, take action, celebrate success, and expand our group. Please help us by bringing your friends to our future meetings. That would be definitely helpful. You may agree, or we all may agree, that we do not own this planet. We didn't inherit it from our ancestors. Actually, we borrowed it from our future generations. So if we don't take the right actions, then the mother planet has to take corrective actions, like, increasing the temperature 2.9, Fahrenheit, over the next 10 years. That will hurt all creatures, not only human beings. Probably you all know about this short documentary called The Year Earth Changed. And that this short documentary, one of the things that it shows us is when we treat environment better and we inject less emissions, environment becomes more beautiful, it becomes kinder, and everything will look nicer and better. You may agree that we cannot rely on big corporations to do their part. We have to do our part as well. Homes, as you may know, are one of the main sources for carbon emissions. So today we will be discussing and touching the surface of some of the ways to minimize home carbon emissions. And again, we are just touching the surface. We are talking about the basics, nothing, in depth. The home emissions come from fossil fuels that we use for energy usage. That's what we all know. And to reach net zero, we need to basically make the balance between emissions produced and removed to be zero, to make our house to be net zero. As you may know, there are many ways to reach net zero. The question is, what have we done to get closer to net zero? For example, Greg may say, I'm driving a hybrid car. Someone else might say, I reuse everything, plastic bags, clothes, anything. And someone else may say, I use solar electricity. As you all know, it is a fact that the clock is ticking for the climate change, and we have to take actions. So now, as a group exercise, I would like you to take a minute to write down 3 net zero improvements that you have made over the past 12 months. At the personal level, of course. And please explain each improvement and its related benefits to you and to the environment. So once you are done, we need volunteers to share their improvements for the past 12 months. Okay? So let's start the 1 minute from now. It is 5:54. Let's be prepared at 5:55.
Cool.
Thank you, Greg, for sharing.
Yeah.
Join my HOA board to drive a recycling program, composting program, and re-landscaping or getting rid of the lawn.
Sure. Who is this?
I think that was Lisa. Lisa, was that you?
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, Lisa. I appreciate it.
sure.
Okay, so who else would like to share, verbally with the rest of the team, with the rest of the group? Okay, Christian, are you ready to go next?
Oh, sorry, what was that?
So you bike locally to reduce carbon emissions. That's one thing that you started doing in the last 12 months, right? That's nice.
Yeah, I got a bike recently, so I've just been trying to use it as much as possible.
Yes, awesome. That removes a lot of CO2 emissions, carbon monoxide. Yes. Okay, so thank you very much. Anybody else who want to share their practices to lower carbon emissions or to lower waste?
I'll share one.
Okay.
I thought it was crazy when a friend of mine gave his car to his kid who was going to go to college, and then he didn't buy a car for himself after that. But then when my lease came up on my car, I thought, I'm an environmentalist now. Why don't I try this? So I sold my car. We became a one-car family. I just started Ubering and lifting it all over the place. And it turned out we're very happy as a one-car family. And it reduces the need for oil, for gas, for tires, for all kinds of lubricants in the car. And I recommend that for everybody.
Yes, thank you very much for sharing. I appreciate it.
I'll go next.
Sure.
This is Rita. I am getting a water efficient toilet.
Great.
And I've got a job now that's close to my home, so I can walk possibly. I mostly ride my bike and drive, and it's only like a 10-minute drive. Very, very little gas is used, so I like that. And I compost all my food scraps with a local farm.
Nice.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for doing all of those, everyone. Okay. So thank you very much for taking the time to write them down and sharing it with us. We didn't get a chance to have everybody to share their 3 improvements. We may not have time for everybody to share, but we will have more items to share later. Let me introduce myself. My name is Amir. I'm glad to have the opportunity to meet all of you virtually tonight. I've seen some of you in person in the past. I don't claim to be a net zero hero home expert, but I'm passionate and interested in this area. I'm the founder and CEO of Renew Logics, which is a cloud-based solar installation platform. I'm not here to talk about my entrepreneurship journey or our platform. If you are interested, we can definitely talk about it later. Today, I'm here to share some information about reaching home net zero. The first step to home net zero is evaluating to find improvement opportunities. Then as the second step to net zero, you may take one or some of the following actions to electrify your house and to reduce your usage while improving your lifestyle. For example, you have the choice to utilize electrical controllable appliances plus electric cars to reduce your carbon emissions and save money on your expenses. Another example, LED lighting plus automation helps to lower your electricity costs, so you pay less. There are times that your lighting consumes energy when you don't need it. That is when lighting automation helps. Let's watch a short video really quick together that shows how basically these automations work. This is a video from Ring. I think I need to stop sharing and start sharing with audio, with sound.
Ring Smart Lighting expands its lineup with all new smart bulbs and solar outdoor lights. Schedule lights on a timer or link them to your Ring alarm to deter intruders. Expand your ring of security with indoor and outdoor smart lights to suit any home. Motion-activated Ring smart lights talk to each other and your Ring cameras, so you always know what's going on. Smart security has come to light with Ring Smart Lighting.
Nice. So basically with these kind of systems, you can have a schedule for your lighting, you can have sensors, and you have a lot of control over your lighting. There is also another way of lowering carbon emissions, which is upgrading HVAC system to higher SEERs. SEER stands for Seasonal Energy Efficiency Ratio. So higher SEERs have basically lower your electricity costs. For example, a 16 SEER unit is about 13% more efficient than a 14 SEER. What it means is that for every $100 you spend to cool your home with a 14 SEER, you could save $13 on your monthly bill by just upgrading to 16 SEER. And, same as lighting, there are times that your HVAC consumes energy when you don't need it. And that is when smart thermostats come and help. Let's watch another short video for smart thermostats.
This is Nest Thermostat from Google. It's a smart thermostat that can help you save energy, which helps you save money on your energy bill. And with all those heating and cooling savings, replacing your old thermostat is almost a no-brainer. You're probably thinking, oh wow, but how? Well, this thermostat can help you build an energy-saving schedule and then adjust automatically, so you don't waste energy when you're away. You just have to select preferences, such as what temperature you like for when you're home, or when you're asleep, or when you're gone, and then plug in your schedule. You know what else is cool? The Nest Thermostat is kind of like an energy-saving advisor. It can help you find opportunities to use less energy. Like it might send a suggestion to tweak your sleep temperature settings, so you can save while you snooze. It can also help keep tabs on your heating and cooling system and sends you helpful reminders, like when you need a filter changed. It can even alert you if something doesn't seem right and help you find a qualified pro for a system checkup or repair, so you can get things working right and go back to living life. And say you're at the park and want to come home to a perfectly cool house. You can go to the Google Home app and take care of that. You can also control the thermostat from your Nest speaker. Hey Google, raise the temperature. Maybe you're thinking, is this fancy thermostat real expensive? Well, actually, it isn't. With rebates from your utility company, you can get it for even less. Oh, and if you like to DIY around your HOM niche, the Nest thermostat is designed so you can install it yourself, so you don't have to hire anyone to do it for you. But if you want, you can have a pro come install it instead. And that's how you can save energy and money with Nest Thermostat from Google.
Okay, so making your efficient home smarter means you are basically connecting your devices all together, and you are gaining more control over your home attributes such as lighting, climate, entertainment, appliances, so forth, so forth. A smarter home basically empowers you to control everything at home and or remotely via your phone, cell phone, or your computer. Let's shift a little bit about non-electrical items a little bit. You can also upgrade your window and your insulation to higher resistance. Then you avoid heat and cold leakages. And heat and cold leakages cause a lot of environmental and economical costs to you and to everybody. The other one that people can do is to turn their roofs, especially in hot areas, to cool roofs that have 80% reflection versus warm roofs that have 20% reflection. Let's watch this short video from Department of Energy about cool roofs.
Maybe you've never given much thought about what color your roof is or what it's made of. But your roof could be costing you more money than you know to cool your home or office building, especially if you live in a warmer climate. Think about it this way. In the summertime, we wear light-colored clothes because they keep us cooler. Lighter clothes reflect rather than absorb the heat of the sun. It's the same with your roof. A cool roof is often light in color and made of materials that have what's called high solar reflectance. That means it's able to reflect a lot of the sun's light that a conventional roof would absorb, heating up the building. You see, when the weather is warm, a conventional roof is the hottest place in the building. It can be well over 50 degrees hotter than the temperature outside. So if you don't have air conditioning, a lot of that discomfort you feel may be coming from the roof. If a building with a standard darker roof is air conditioned, the cost for comfort is much higher in order to counteract all that heat pouring in from above. Insulation slows the transfer of heat inside but doesn't eliminate it. Researchers have measured energy savings up to 10 to 15% for homes with cool roof coatings. And if a standard dark roof reaches 150 degrees or more, a cool roof can actually reduce the roof temperature a lot. A cool roof may only be 5 or 10 degrees warmer than the temperature outside on a hot sunny day. Alright, so here's a big plus for the environment. A cool roof helps mitigate a phenomenon known as the urban heat island. The temperature in developed urban areas tends to be 2 to 5 degrees warmer than surrounding areas. That's because ground covered by pavement and dark buildings absorbs more heat, so the heat stays in the atmosphere longer. A variation of the cool roof is the green roof, sometimes called a living roof. That's because flowers and plants and even a vegetable garden grow in a special soil system right on top of the building. Cool roofs aren't super high tech, and that's part of their appeal. They're a relatively simple and effective way to improve our environment and lower energy costs.
Okay.
Very cool.
So here, so far we have covered 2 of the 3 steps, towards net zero. Step 3 is about renewable energies and batteries. Solar and energy storage at the point of use brings layers of benefits to your house. The first one is minimized carbon emissions, which is a big goal. You will lower your electricity costs, and you will avoid blackouts that are becoming widespread due to all the fires that we are getting, wildfires that we are getting in the summer times. Let's watch another short video from Enphase. Enphase is a company in the solar industry. I don't represent them, but I did find their video nice and short, so I selected them for this presentation.
It hasn't missed a day in 5 billion years. It shows up every morning, right on time. And in 1 hour, it creates enough energy to power the lives of every human on Earth for a year. That's what you get when you're the sun's favorite planet. Not just enough energy, but more than enough. Clean, renewable energy that never runs out. Solar power is no longer an experiment. It's reliable and ready and more practical than ever. It's a new day for solar power. A day Enphase has been working toward from the start. Pioneering solar and battery systems that let people make, use, save, and sell their power. Putting solar power within reach for more people than ever before. And there's plenty more where that came from. For example, in the last 60 seconds, the sun created enough energy to power the state of Texas for 10 years.
Wow.
We can work with that.
Yes. So if rooftop solar is not the right solution for some homes, then there are other solutions, such as community solar. The community solar is basically a form of solar panels owned and operated by a community solar developer, and basically you buy the solar electricity from them. This is for people who live in townhouses, condominiums, in any case that they cannot install solar panels on their rooftop. You may agree that this is the best time to convert to net zero homes, as they offer great payback, enhanced by flexible loans, rebates, and incentives. And currently, Biden administration is allocating or is proposing to allocate a lot of budget towards renewable energies, electric cars, and batteries. So this is the right time to make the right move and support our transition to net zero by 2050. The whole nation needs to be at net zero by 2050. Benefits of net zero home, but that is smart, is also called CEER, CEER. It is the acronym, and it stands for Connected, Efficient, Emission-Free, and Resilient Homes. When you go net zero, you are connected to internet, you are connected to the sun, the unlimited source of power. Your house is efficient, you don't have emissions, and blackouts or any situations are not gonna affect you. Let's watch another short video, and then we will get to our contest. We will have a contest. I will tell you a little bit more, I will tell you more about the contest after we watch this video. Okay. So, but that was pretty much the presentation. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Let me know if you have any questions. If I have the answer, I can give it to you right away. If not, we can have a group conversation or we can do some research about it. Once we have the questions and answers, then we will get into the contest. Okay? Any questions? Any questions, comments, or anything that you would like to share?
I have a question about that cool roof. If we have a white roof right now with, the old school kind with rocks on it, is that considered a cool roof? Do you know?
That is tar and gravel, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if it is considered cool roof.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
No problem. Okay. So let's see here. We have okay. I got the question answered. All right. So let's get to the contest. Let's make it more exciting. So far, I've been talking a lot. So here is what the contest is about. Let me go to my notes really quick. So it's time for our contest for the $10 coffee gift card. We will make groups of 2 or 3 people. Each group need to select a team lead. Each group meets for 5 minutes to write a net zero action plan for a hypothetical family. Then each group will have up to 3 minutes to present their plan. The team lead presented to the audience. And town hall committee representatives will watch the recordings of the presentations and will vote and decide who is the winner of the contest. And we will give you your reward in our next meetup in the next month's first Wednesday. Is everybody clear about the how the contest work, or I should explain it one more time?
Got it.
Okay, awesome. So I think Melody was going to create the groups. Melody, would you please help us with creating the groups?
Okay, everyone's in their groups.
Wow, pretty cool.
Did you want to join one, Greg?
Sure.
Okay, I'll put you into one as well.
Okay, so team leads should present their plans to the rest of the audience. Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll go first. My team.
Okay, Christian, go ahead, please.
All right, so we are coming up with a 3-year plan to implement this because we were thinking about a system that works for, like a household that has median income. So they don't have a whole lot of money to throw around at this. So it would take a good amount of time to gradually, increase or reduce their carbon imprint and also their sustainable impact as well. So we were thinking in the beginning, I think definitely getting like a home system to mitigate the energy usage would be the best thing they can do firsthand. So I'd say in the first 6 months, they get a system that works like Google, right? Like that'd be a great way of reducing energy costs and also when it comes to saving water. So we thought of doing that first. And then to actually getting sustainable energy, we're thinking later on, like about a year into, this plan to get solar panels implemented. And I think that'll be a good way of getting sustainable energy for their home and power. And by having this system mitigate power, you're able to actually use the solar energy you're collecting wisely. So you're not going to have to, overshoot with the energy usage. And then after that, when it comes to, home care, we were thinking of, gardening and composting as well. And the sustainable impact, like aquaponic would be an excellent way because you're cultivating fish as well as, your plants. So you don't have to really, waste time, I guess, going to the grocery store, driving to I guess a Vons, like a Ralph's, and using gas there too. So there's that as well to consider. And also another thing we're thinking about was just cooking in general. We're thinking of like an electric stove as well, because I know that when it comes to like normal stoves, they have the blue flame, which is good for complete combustion, but still you're thinking about all the toxins that are still being released into the atmosphere. So by having electric cooking, that would also greatly reduce that. So those are a few things we're thinking of that would take around 3 years to complete when looking at like a normal like family income.
Sure.
Pretty good.
Thank you for sharing. And who was in your group?
It was me, Dr. Thomas, and Lisa.
Okay, awesome. Who's ready to go next? Lisa?
Lisa was in Christian's group.
Yes.
How about you, Andrew?
I'm good. I can go. So the Amir and Katrina were in our group. We were thinking for the hypothetical family of 4 that we would make some considerations to transitioning our transportation from fossil fuel based to a renewable energy based. And then we thought that for a family, maybe thinking about changing the diet and then moving into an area of possibly setting up a home garden to grow some of your own food. I will put some of these items in the chat, but the other options that we were thinking maybe for consider some water conservation options, either xeriscaping with the landscape, installing low flow equipment, showers and commodes. And then the last thing that we thought would be a valuable thing for a family to do was to consider participating with their local power company in renewable options. Some people in the Southland have the option of choosing the mix of renewable energy that they get from their power company. And if not actually going to install solar renewable energy panels on your facility there, that you can also participate with the power companies in some of their renewable energy programs. So that was it. Again, Amir and Katrina and Andrew were in, I think it was group number 2.
So Andrew, quick question. Is that what they call community choice, what you're discussing?
It is community choice. Not everyone has this, particularly Los Angeles DWP customers, but around the Southland, all over the place, a lot of the communities have this option of choosing their mix of power, whether it's 50, 75, or 100% renewable energy.
Got it.
Yes, that's a great program for people who want to use clean energy. People who want to use clean energy and pay less usually install their own solar system on their rooftop. Basically, that minimizes the rate through the community or through Clean Power Alliance program. It might be like 30 cents per kilowatt hour. With rooftop solar, it is more like 6 cents per kilowatt hour or 8 cents per kilowatt hour. Okay, so who is next? We had 4 groups, right?
I could go.
Sure.
Yeah, Christine here, and I had Sylvia Holmes and Rita on this call. Rita was actually kayaking, so it was amazing. She still had reception and had a list of amazing ideas. And literally, we kind of just went through a laundry list of things to do. But we too also were sensitive to the fact that not all families are, have the disposable income that we may all enjoy. Yes. And so we just wanted to do some really quick, checklist type things that they can do tomorrow. And a few of them were obviously just getting more support from just getting involved, signing up to these types of workshops where there's other people who have expertise, who have knowledge, who can answer questions. If they're not knowing about any types of these, workshops, then they can go online and find DIY projects to work on as a family that may not, they don't need, so much of their money to hire an expert or a professional or a consultant. So lots of things that they can find online for starting a garden, for starting to compost at site, on site. For starting up different types of co-ops like babysitting. There's just a lot of these behavioral change type of things that families can do together, not just the heads of the households to say, we're doing this or we're buying this, more so of what are we going to do as a family? How are we going to change things? Things that came up, once a week game night at home, to get away from the entertainment, factor of having to go out and be entertained, come together as a family. Let's see. Obviously trying to get away from the takeout home meals, instead stay at home, cook together, use your dishes and your silverware that you have at home instead of bringing home the to-go containers and the disposable types. So having those conversations. Obviously, water bottles is probably the most easiest thing every single person can do. Even if they've got water bottles at home that are plastic, save them and then you reuse them. But the idea is to go reusable for everything. Start taking your own reusable containers to your favorite restaurant or coffee shop, and ask them to use your own items. And then, the garden piece, just start, the native plant. One thing that Rita brought up that neither Sylvia or I were familiar with was switching out, obviously, the light bulbs, but for yellow bulbs, yellow lights, because they're less impactful on insects. And so we need to really conserve, the population of our insects. As nuisance as they can be to us, they serve a huge role in our ecosystem and human environment. So that was the laundry list of behavioral changes, not so much as going out and purchasing anything or one person to do the job for you.
Yes, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Okay, anybody else? I think everybody presented, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's time for announcement. If you have announcements that you want to make, so it's time for it. I make the first announcement. Green Economy Conference is scheduled for October 15, 2022, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's a $75 ticket to attend it, or you can volunteer with Greg and get in for free. Right, Greg?
Absolutely. If you're on a committee, we'll be glad to comp your ticket, but you'll be working the day of event, part of that event. So, but we'd love to get you in for free, and we need people on committees that please call me.
Yes, awesome. Another announcement, Renewlogics is looking for solar ambassadors, independent ambassadors. If you are interested in helping us lower carbon emissions while making a strong side income by referring homeowners to Renewlogics, please let me know. Okay, who else? Sylvia, go ahead, please.
Pasadena 100 is another project of Transition Pasadena, and they're going great guns right now, collecting 1,000 signatures on a postcard. And they're tabling outside of Romans and a bunch of other places. So the postcard, it says, I believe in climate change and I think it's a problem, and I think Pasadena should be 100% renewable energy by 2030. And we've already got like 750 signatures. And when the idea is to take 1,000 of these postcards with all these signatures of people, residents of Pasadena, to City Hall and deliver them. So if this kind of activism interests you, I'm sure Pasadena 100 would be happy to welcome you into the fold. And you could contact me, I guess. I'll put my email if you want to participate in waking up City Hall about the renewable energy problem. We're currently burning.
Sure, definitely. I will
gas
be
and coal.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, I will be definitely happy to do that. Yes, if you kindly send me the contact information.
That's interesting. You know, you just reminded me. I was talking to representative of the Trust for Public Land recently about our Green Economy Conference, and they said that they're trying to find as many mayors as they can to start public parks and or increase the number of public parks in their cities. So we've invited them to our Green Economy Conference to have a table and or somehow sponsor that, because there's going to be a lot of mayors in that room. And maybe Pasadena 100 would want to consider having a table too, since there's so many mayors there, to push the word of whatever message you want to get to those guys. Also, hit me up about that later. Tables aren't free, but we can give you a deal.
Okay. Anybody else?
Okay. Sorry. Also, I posted a Google form earlier in the chat, and it's a feedback form for our town halls. So if you have any feedback you'd like to give or share to us, or any suggestions, we'd love to hear from you all. And yeah, thank you all for attending.
And Christian, do we need to fill out that form before the meeting ends, or yeah?
Well, I pasted it there. I think if they want to have like a minute or two right now to fill it out, they can. But it's optional, of course.
Okay.
I have an announcement, if I may, before we sign off. We're advertising a composting demonstration over at the Band Soup store, but I think she's changed it to the My Zero Waste store this Saturday, August 6th. In the store itself, yes, we're doing a composting demonstration, but I've put the link in the chat to sign up for those of you who are just curious about what our methods are for home composting, which is quite simple. But we need at least 5 people for me to come out and do that demonstration. So would love for you to capture that link, and if you can blast it somewhere, so that I know ahead of time how many people to expect and or whether we're going to cancel it. So I only need 5 people. And we are trying to promote our home composting services, because we have a ton of students who already know how to do home composting and willing and eager to do the work.
Great. Thank you,
Christine. Yeah. So let's talk more about a pre-Green Economy Conference visit of VIPs to your demonstration over there, or maybe we can somehow announce it to mayors at the meeting that there's a special meeting for mayors or something down there. I don't know.
Absolutely. The Rose Bowl Stadium's open to having tours. We're now very proud of the operations that we have going, along with this workforce development program that's tied to our youth in the community. So it's a nice pipeline for training of new composting technicians in this field, both on the technology and just on the basics of soil science. So we are open for tours. Anybody who wants to come out and see the operation, please do.
Cool. Let's do it. Okay, cool. Any other announcements? Okay, wrapped up, and we're even early today. How cool is that? Listen, let me just say thanks, everybody. We really would appreciate your feedback. We want to make these fun and interesting for everybody. Next month, or maybe the month after, we're going to go live with these as well, so there'll be even more opportunity to mix and mingle, but we'll probably still stream them too. And let's just do it. I would please consider this your event as well. And if you have something a message to put across, perhaps you can be a speaker at one of the upcoming events. We'd love that. Make it fun and interactive, and let's all have a good time with this. So thanks very much. Any final comments over there?
Thank you so much, Greg, for your help.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, great. And we'll see you first Wednesday of next month. That is, where did I write it down? September 7th. We'll see you then, and please bring a friend or two.
I have another pitch for Group 4. Can I put another pitch in for Group 4?
Sure.
We also thought about having a lending library in the community, so like they would lend tools, so they don't have to buy tools. They can lend, other things that they're not using. They're like a free cycle. They can exchange stuff in the community, so they don't have to go purchase stuff all the time.
I think that's a great idea. I'd like to borrow somebody's Ferrari convertible if they have one of those in their tool shed.
No, that is not eco mindset.
Oh, sorry. Reuse. That's part of reuse, isn't it? That's me. All right. Listen, thanks everybody. We'll see you again next month. Take care.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you later.